Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix this bad boy together. Guys, if you are not paying attention and you're just now tuning in, it's going to feel like you missed a avalanche of events because all about the parliamentarian today, the one big beautiful bill that holds our precious suppressor and short barrel removals, it got rocked hard today from all sorts of jostling. You had the House, you had the Speaker, you had the Senate Majority Leader, the parliamentarian, Trump, all of it. This is everything that you need to know, which is going to be linked in the description box below so you can be caught up on what happened today. I spent all day aggregating this stuff since our live stream when we were walking through it. So if you want to be in the know, you want to be on the cutting edge of this, we've been following like a bloodhound. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. There's a lot of stuff that you need to know that's going down. All right. As I said, everything is always linked. Let's get right into it. Over on my X profile, at BradenLOA, I have been feverishly posting over there all the stuff I couldn't even fit it into videos in a quick enough turnaround time. X is excellent for distribution. All right, at BradenLOA, let's just get right into this. I've got to keep you up to date on all these tabs around what happened today. Okay, so we had a rebellion in the House because the parliamentarian this morning decided that she was going to cut out the Medicaid for illegals, and that set off a tempest in a teapot. The House went nuts. The House of Representatives on the Republican side bailed and jumped ship, started making a lot of noise and a lot of posts. I'm going to show all of them to you. Then even some senators started coming out and saying, fire the Senate parliamentarian. John Thune says, I ain't going to do that. Speaker Johnson says, maybe we should look at it. Guys, this is what you need to know. All right. Congressman Michael Cloud. For many of us, the House One Big Beautiful Bill was a start, and we hope the Senate would improve it, not strip it. This is important because years from now, the parliamentarian won't be a good excuse for why we failed to deliver the reforms that we promised. Again, I'm going to do a few of these in quick succession. Congressman Van Drew. We won't be dictated by an unelected bureaucrat. The Senate parliamentarian blocked a provision that would stop Medicaid dollars from going to illegal aliens. Again, all of this is directly affecting the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act. If the whole thing gets in trouble, our elements get in trouble. This is the entire point. The whole balancing act that we've been doing this whole time is making sure that while the Hearing Protection Act is in and the Short Act is added, that the entire thing doesn't get stymied by stupidity. That's where we're at. Here's another one. Representative Warren Davidson. Anyone looking for a job, posting a friend, and of course, Senate parliamentarian. They're getting aggressive with it in the House. Scott Perry, first rogue judges, now the Senate parliamentarians allegedly off the rails. Unelected bureaucrats need to stop meddling in America's legislative process. Again, Representative Tom Tiffany, the unelected Senate parliamentarian, is gutting core parts of the reconciliation bill. All of this is affecting the overall health of the entire thing. Now, why we're covering all of these elements is because our little special area, the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act, is all contained by the larger. This is all directly affecting that because we're getting into a different place now and it's evolving. That's why you need to be up to date because it's a very fast-moving process whenever both bodies are involved. Representative Chip Roy, he and his Freedom Caucus co-members penned an op-ed saying this is stupid. That's one. Representative Barry Moore, same thing. Harry Reid's Senate parliamentarian struck the provision down, needs to be fired immediately. And now we get to something that I really have to bring where we're at. A lot of you are going to say, fire her. It's Harry Reid. It's a leftist plant. It's all of these different things. I want to be extremely clear that what we're getting right now is coming from Democrats who are celebrating the idea that the parliamentarian is destroying the bill overall. Okay? There's a lot of nuance that they're not telling you about, and Charlie Kirk is about to address that. And this is a very good clip. I typically don't pay attention a lot to his clips, but this is actually a really good one. So I'm going to jump to the beginning here. I'm going to go quiet, and then we're going to jump to the end after a brief word, because this is important to where we're at right now. Again, Senate parliamentarian, unelected bureaucrat, fire the woke parliamentarian, all these things. Let's go. Let's get it.
So the parliamentarian, but we're here at the Bitcoin.com studio, has a lot of power right now. But just remember, back when this was under Joe Biden, in March of 2021, 24 Democrat members of Congress wrote a letter to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris requesting that Harris overrule the Senate parliamentarian, raising the national minimum wage. Ultimately, Harris ruled in accordance with the parliamentarian and removed the provision. So J.D. Vance can overturn it once it gets to the floor, but this really is a John Thune thing, and John Thune's got to work through this. This is all on Senator Thune. If there is no reasoning with her on stuff that obviously is financial, for example, there's no reason whatsoever that no Medicaid funding for illegals should not be in this bill. Just figure out the right way to word it. Period.
All right, so what he's saying here, if it's clearly and obviously budgetary, figure out how to word it correctly. And this next clip I'm going to play is really important. That's why it's towards the front. If it's all on John Thune, who is the Senate Majority Leader, who has said he's not going to fire her and he's not going to go around her, then you better figure it out, Cupcake, because your legacy and the first thing that you're doing as a Senate Majority Leader is on the line on this. Now, it's all down to Thune and how he words it. Now, this next piece is what I was alluding to a moment ago. It's not exactly as it's being portrayed by the Democrats and the media because they are controlling what's being released as, look, we defeated them, we're not useless, right? There is a direct correlation to them portraying this as a winning action so they don't be viewed as losers like they have been for the last 6 months, all right? Let me get into this second part here because this is really key.
McDonough. Illegals getting Medicaid is a red line. That cannot be allowed. Figure it out. If she gets in the way of illegals getting Medicaid, then we're going to have to ratchet this up a little bit. But I want to just make sure we are being fair. This is not a final ruling. This is not a complete judgment. Let me read from you from a top source, a text message that I was texting. The Democrats are leaking. This is the best source that we can have. Better than anyone on cable news, trust me. The Democrats are leaking about what the Parliamentarian has done. A lot of it is either out of context or will be dealt with through very minor language changes. There is a version of the Medicaid stuff that will be passable, but the Democrats are leaking this to try to F us politically. Okay? That's a top-tier source here.
Now, that's his sourcing. No one's told me that. But it does check out. Okay? Again, we are going to keep on calling. We're going to keep on paying attention. Subscriptions on. Follow me at BradenLOA on X. Guys, this is the moment where it all grinds. We all push this forward. Because if it's true that the Democrats are indeed leaking this information out, and they're all just going to come around and say, hey, we're just going to do minor language changes so it works to the Parliamentarian, then we might be in a situation where there's a reaction to the Democrat spin versus the actual reality. But I want to be really clear on this. If minor word tweaking works to get the immigrant or the immigration and Medicaid thing fixed and worked through, then there's going to be some minor tweaking that's going to get the suppressor, the Hearing Protection Act, and the Short Act through. If it doesn't get approval, we don't even know yet. That's still up in the air. But this is the point. That's why I bring you this information, because this is seeing through all the different shenanigans. All right, let me get to this one. This is a sitting senator saying a very similar thing, and this is really key and important as we go into this. Let me pull him up, and we will make some more commentary on the other side.
Her assessment. Do you agree?
I understand the frustration, but I actually think we're going to be able to work through this. One example that is originally the not allowing SNAP benefits to illegal immigrants was bounced, and now that's back in. So I'm pretty confident we're going to work through these and get the savings that we want, make sure illegal immigrants aren't getting their taxpayer benefits, and ultimately still delivering on all the things for American families. I'm still hopeful.
Last month you told a local outlet, Missouri Net, that you did not think cuts...
Okay, I don't care about that part, Jake. Here's the thing. He's echoing the same thing that you just heard Charlie Kirk say. I am not saying we are out of the woods, and I'm not saying we've made it. We are still pending the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act. We are waiting like bloodhounds on this. But if this is truly what's happening in the background, the sausage making is just fine-tuning and adjustments, and there is evidence to suggest that might be the case, we might be in a different scenario than what's being portrayed by the Democrats and the media. Okay? That's why I'm bringing this to you. Let's keep on going because there's some other things that I need to show you. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene on this one, if it loads, she's a no. And this is where it gets really dicey. Dan Crenshaw, I'll link the video down there. I'm not going to play him. He's basically saying, let's fire the Parliamentarian. Let me go back to the Gateway Pundit, says the exact same thing. Does a little stab at John Thune, says he's just kind of rolling over. Again, all of these things are all a part of the entire scenario that we need to be aware of. Majority Leader Thune says he will not overrule Senate parliamentarian on GOP Medicaid cuts. That's a very important thing, and a lot of pressure is riding on this guy. Next one, Ted Budd. This is where we get to the senators. Senators are saying we have to stop this madness. Raising the cap for the SALT. This is the whole tax, state and local tax deductions. Basically, left is getting supported by right. We've got to get rid of it. We're not in support of this. We're not on the same page. Go to the next one. Another senator, Roger Marshall, says here's the language to put a term limit on the parliamentarian. And I'm pissed and we should fire her. Guys, all of these things are coming to the forefront because this is the time when the pressure is going to cook up. This is the sausage making process where there's the most pressure. Okay, John Cornyn, of all people, is coming out and saying we can't let an unelected Senate staffer stop us from doing this. John Cornyn. Ashley Moody from Florida, same thing. I think this one's Tommy Tuberville from Alabama. No, same thing. I already showed you this clip. But guys, at the bottom line, at the end of the day, we still don't know if Hearing Protection Act or Short Act is in there. Now, I will tell you as a little Easter egg for everybody who stayed on to the end of this video, this right here is the United States Senate Committee on Budget. This is what's being leaked out by the Democrats. There's nothing from a Hearing Protection Act, and there's nothing about the Short Act whatsoever, and still under review, it's not there either. Something is a little amiss in that. That is odd. I can't tell you what it means, but it is odd that they wouldn't put it as one of their main things that they're saying we're going to fight and destroy. It doesn't even exist on their radar. Could it mean that they've already decided and they haven't told us yet? Maybe. Could it mean they haven't even started? Maybe. But when you're looking at all the things that we're seeing, guys, you are seeing a tip of an iceberg, and I think that we need to fully explore this with all the pressure, all the attention, as much and hard as we can, because we've got some rights to restore. But that's what I've got for you guys. I hope this recap and kind of situational awareness video is received well. I hope you guys enjoy it. We've been working our butts off over here, and I hope it's showing through. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and I will see you on the next one.